background's a mess, my hair's a mess, and I'm not wearing pants. What else is new? Hey y'all! It has been a hot minute since I've uploaded, but it was the end of finals and that was a stressful mess. And also I was in New York for a week, so I figured I might as well just take a break, chill, kind of focus on what I was doing at the time, and then come back refreshed at the end of it. Today I'm going to be doing my Asian Readathon TBR, late in true Coco fashion, and Asian fashion, really. But I'm very excited for this readathon. Read with Cindy is hosting this readathon, and there's actually a couple of exciting things going on with it for me this month, so let's just get into it. So how Cindy has set this readathon up is that she's given 5 prompts, and so we are allowed to read the same book from multiple prompts. However, the books we read must be from different ethnicities. I have a couple books for the prompts just because I know that I can get my hands on them. Mainly, that's the reason why they're the ones I'm reading for the prompts. And then the other books are just a list of books I'd also like to read during this readathon. I'm kind of just using this to check things off my TBR, essentially. So I have kind of my main actual readathon TBR and then other Asian books I want to read this month. The first prompt is to pick any book, just any book that is by an Asian author. And for that, I'm going to be reading Girls of Paper and Fire by Natasha Niang, I think is how you say her last name. I believe she is half Chinese, and this is supposed to be an Asian-inspired fantasy about what I believe the main character is supposed to be a concubine for the king, but then she falls in love with another girl while she is concubining. I'm really excited to read this book. Ignore the flashing because of the library book cover plastic thing. But I'm really excited to read this book because my friend Jess from Touch Tomes, they are obsessed with this book. This is their entire brand. So I'm very, very excited to get into this. I'm going to combine the second prompt with the fourth prompt. The second prompt is to read a graphic novel that features an Asian character or is written by or drawn by an Asian author or artist. And the fourth prompt is to read a book that is translated originally from an Asian language. I realize this collar has been messed up this entire video. Oh my god. Y'all know me. I don't do graphic novels. I don't do comics. I tried for Blackathon, didn't really go anywhere. I'm trying again for this readathon, but I heard Murphy Napier gush over Death Note, and so I will be trying to get into the Death Note series. The third prompt is to read a book featuring an intersectional Asian character or written by an intersectional Asian author, and no one is more conflicted about this book than I am. I will be reading The Astonishing Color of After by Emily X.R. Pan. Again, no one's more conflicted about this than I am. I realize this is by a half-Taiwanese author featuring a half-Taiwanese character, and I'm reading a book already by a Chinese author. I'm Chinese. I'm from Beijing. This hurts. But we're gonna go with it. So this book is also the Book Junkie Book Club pick of the month. That is a lot of times to say the word book, which is hosted by Rachel Marie Book Junkie, and so I will be reading it for that as well. Exciting news coming about that at some point this week, I believe. And I've been meaning to read this book ever since I heard Sophia from the Book Basement rave about this book. She says it has amazing prose, that the characters are well done. I'm excited to get into this. I'm also kind of nervous because mental health stuff, but I'm in a decently good place right now, so we're gonna hope that doesn't go weird. So The Astonishing Color of After is about a girl who is half Taiwanese and her mother has just committed suicide, and she believes that her mother has become a giant bird. And so she heads to Taiwan to meet her maternal grandparents and find her mom. The final prompt is to read the group book, which is 1,000 Beginnings and Endings, and again, weird library reflecty thing. By the way, this is the most frustrating book to find. So I look at this on the frickin' library website, and it says YSCTHOFNTY or something like that, and I'm like, why? Okay, that's youth. Okay, cool, I'll go in the teen section. Fantasy, I guess, and I'm like, I don't know what SCTHO means, but I just go, look in the youth section, and I can't find it. SC stands for story collection. There is a separate section for story collections. Okay. This was a disaster to try to find, but this is a book where I believe there's 15 different, myths or legends or stories from different ethnicities, from different Asian cultures, and they're reworked, rethought of, written in here. So those are all the books that properly I need to read this month that I'm planning on reading, but like I said, I'm using this month kind of to check off a lot of things on my TBR that is by Asian authors. So the first book I'm going to start with is The Gilded Wolves by Roshni Chokshi, I believe is how you say her name. Again, I can't pronounce things. She is, I believe, half Filipino and half Indian, and okay, I've heard so many things about this book. People are saying it's kind of like Six Crows, which nothing is like Six Crows. People are saying it's like amazing, but then like Common Spence didn't even finish it. So I'm very, very intrigued by this book, and I sincerely hope that I can get my hands on this book or get to it at some point this month. So The Gilded Wolves is supposed to be like a heist-y thing in Paris, I believe. I don't know, I just keep hearing people call it French Six of Crows, which again, I don't like comparing one book with another, but that's all I've got. A series I'm very behind on that everyone has read and loved, especially since the movie came out, is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han, which, you know, Laura Jean writes letters to her crushes. One day she keeps the letters in like a box, and one day they all get out to her crushes somehow. And Jenny Han is Korean. I believe Laura Jean's supposed to be half Korean, and apparently it's supposed to be a really cutesy romance. I'm excited to read it. I'm kind of on like a cutesy romance binge since I've read Pride and Prejudice and Autobiography last month, and they were both amazing, so I'm really looking forward to reading some romances. Another Asian series I have to finish is Crazy Rich Asians by Kevin Kwan. I've read the first book, I haven't read the other two books, but apparently the next two books focus very specifically on Astrid and Charlie, and I adore Astrid. I'm also like in love with Gemma Chan, but like we're gonna ignore that for now. I adore Astrid. I'm very, very excited to read about her more. I know personally, like, I'm not a huge fan of how the writing was set up, but it's one of the first, Crazy Rich Asians is one of the first books where I read it, and I could relate to so much of it, like so much of the content. I could be like, that is totally a thing my family does, or I know a person like that, and just, it's something that had never happened to me before in a book, so I do really, really want to continue the series. Another book that I've heard a lot about, even though, like, I actually don't really know what the series is about, but I have heard that a lot of people have really, really adored it, is An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I think is how you say her name. I believe she's Pakistani, and again, I'm just checking things off my TBR at this point. Can I get through all of this? I have no idea. Do I want to? Yes. Finally, this is a book I was just recommended a couple days ago by my librarian from my high school. I went to visit, and this book was actually written by someone who came from my high school, which is mainly the reason I want to read it, and that is The Woo Woo by Lindsay Wong. This is a memoir of growing up Chinese-Canadian, but also like in a not-so-great family with mental health issues and stuff like that, and mainly I just want to read it because she came from my high school, and my librarian said it was a good book. That is everything that is currently on my Asian Readathon TBR. I'm sure at some point in this month I'm going to find other books that I want to read for this, or I'm going to not read any of the books I just mentioned. Those are currently the books that I want to read this month. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm very excited for this readathon, and I will see you sometime. Goodbye.